What's happening, everyone? I've been enjoying doing these Sturniolo triplets reactions. I woke up this morning, I saw the comments. I'm absolutely loving it. I love to hear your guys' thoughts and everything. So I'm going to probably continue to do it. Appreciate all the love. And yeah, I'm going to go for a little walk, I think. Maybe film another video, get some lunch in me, maybe do a little journaling, get that mental self-work in. Let's kick off with another video. This is probably the most requested video I've had in the past 2 weeks. Coming out story time. Guys, if you don't know me, my name is Max, and on this channel, I react to all different types of people's communication skills. If you're really interested in my uncut reactions and analysis, I have all of those up on my Patreon page. Love you guys. Appreciate you being here. It's been a lot of fun diving into the triplets. That said, let's get right into this.
Matt's in the back, Nick's in the front. All right. Because this is Nick's video.
Ooh, a little switch up with the dynamic here. Woo! Okay. It's gonna take some getting used to. It's weird to see them in different positions here. Hey, how you miss me? Miss these boys. I miss these boys.
And this is a super important video for me and like spreading awareness, and it's my story. So I wanted it to be better, as good as possible. So it's like, I'd rather take the time to refilm an entire video that we already had filmed. Just want this video to be as pristine and meaningful as I possibly can.
I love Nick's brothers here. The boys just having his back, you know? Pristine, meaningful.
I want this video to be as pristine, as meaningful. Pristine and sitting in the front and Matt is sitting in the back, which is also another unusual thing. Because, as Matt said, it's not his story, it's mine. So this video kind of relates to me more. So that's why I'm taking Matt's seat, and I feel really bizarre. Let's go. Anyways.
Already, man, these kids are cracking me up. Chris just, you know, acknowledging Matt in the back there.
Because, as Matt...
I love that connection between those two. Okay, let's keep going. I'm already, like, stopping a million times. I haven't even really started this video yet. Let's get through this.
Like, coming out story time, before even coming out, the first process is just coming out to yourself. And by that, it's more of like a realization you make in your head, like when you are fully understanding that you are what you are.
The same way you realize you're straight.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. I love how Chris and Matt are each other's hype men. It's so funny.
You realize you're straight.
Yes, exactly.
For example, in the last video I said, I was having dreams of women when I was 6 years old. Yeah. Not to be weird. I just knew I liked girls from the second I was...
Yeah. So basically, I knew I had like an idea that I liked guys.
And although like there is some joking there, like that was cool that we're seeing that sort of validation from Chris.
The same way you realize you're straight.
I mean, this is important in any communication situation where you're able to demonstrate your understanding of someone. So if you want to show someone that you understand them, it's bringing an experience in your life that is relatable. And I think Chris used a good example there.
Got a stain.
Me and my friend Alana, who you all know, used to like go out with them, and they are two of our closest friends at the time. So we would like go out, and like it would be a really difficult situation for me because
Matt in the back is like, in particular, really paying attention to Nick while he's speaking.
Me and my friend Alana, who you all know, used to like go out with.
Wait, I just want to see something there because maybe Nick was like, okay, come on, Chris, like I'm getting into the story here.
Got a stain.
And maybe Matt noticed in that moment that Nick was like wanting Chris's attention, so maybe Matt kind of stepped in and said, okay, let me give my undivided attention to Nick because I can sense that he needs it right now. Maybe that's sort of a common theme with these brothers, is when they feel like one of the brothers needs that love and attention in that moment, the other brother kind of steps in.
And then from telling Alana, I knew, I was like, keeping a secret like that is extremely difficult, and it's like I want to give someone, like I need to tell more people first of all, and I also want Alana to be able to talk about this with someone. Like she needs to be able to vocalize the situation so that way she doesn't go off and like tell other people. I knew she...
That's very thoughtful of Nick too, right? Even in that moment of vulnerability and courage and fear to a degree, he still has the wherewithal to think, my friend Alana is going to need an outlet.
And I also want Alana to be able to talk about this with someone.
Like he still has that awareness. He's still thoughtful and compassionate enough to think outside of himself about his friend. That's true friendship right there, people.
Tell Taylor, like, you want to start telling more people, and Taylor's an extremely trustworthy person, and I agreed with her, and I knew that it was a good idea. So we went to an ice cream place near our house, and I told Taylor, with the help of Alana, and I gave I gave my trust to another person, and I started like finding a rhythm about it, and I was like, you know what, I actually enjoy doing like this. Like,
There's a lot of communication tidbits we're taking away from this. People are much more likely to open up to you if they sense they can trust you. What happens as a result? There's a better chance for connecting with that person in a real way. You know, this is real communication here. Even Nick disclosing this information with me and his audience, I feel more connected to Nick. I do believe that when we can be vulnerable, although there is a risk involved, because we don't know how that message is going to be received, we could be misunderstood, and that's scary. The reward can be massive.
and it started, like, it grew from that, where me and her were hanging out every single day after school, and it was like, it really sparked mine and Michaela's friendship off to a good start. So it's like, the reason I didn't refer to Michaela as like, oh, my best friend, because she wasn't at the time, but when I told her that, that's what made her my best friend up until now. Like, me and Michaela are best friends, and it was starting from that moment.
You know, Nick's a really good storyteller. He's a good public speaker. And one of the things I talk about often that makes someone a really good, engaging, captivating public speaker is in their tone. And I think with Nick, this is a subject that is like clearly meaningful to him. This is important to him. You know, when we hear a passionate speaker, we're automatically more captivated. But in addition to that, I think Nick speaks to the camera in the same way that he speaks to his brothers. And he speaks to his brothers in a very real way. I think that's important as a public speaker, to do your best to remain authentic in your natural tone. We like authenticity. That's what we connect with.
For meeting new people and making new friends, it was something I was so comfortable doing, because it was like people who didn't know me well enough, where like their judgment, although it was appreciated if it was positive, if it was ever negative, it wouldn't impact me to like slow me down. So that was kind of my understanding. Like,
So he's just building confidence as he goes. I think that's really interesting.
to get to the point where it's like I'm telling so many people, and it's like, yeah, this is productive and this is fun and this is good for me, but it's like, is this really getting you in the direction like you're ready to like vocalize this fully?
Like,
Right, and I went to his Instagram the other day. Some people told me that he put me on his story. Shout out, Nick. Loved it. I sent you a DM. Check your DMs. Now on his Instagram profile, it says the gay triplet. So he's completely out.
Equally friends with Chloe and Matt N, but Nathan and Matt and Chris I equate as like one being. Like, their knowledge is all the same, like everything they do is the same, like they share one head. So it's like I couldn't go off and tell Nathan alone, because Nathan is part of them, where it's like Chloe and Matt N, yes, they've been our closest friends and they're on the same level,
This was all very well thought out by Nick, huh? Nick thought this through.
but it's just like at that point you could tell I was gay by like a glance, which is a good thing. I'm not saying this is a negative thing, like I'm okay with that. And then we went back and went about our day, and nothing has ever changed. And then Matt N was a little bit of like a different story, where it's like we don't hang out as often.
This is actually like a really, I feel like, special video to see the support that Matt and Chris are giving Nick here.
Just pulled him on the way to English class outside, and I was just like, I came out I was just like, oh, Matt, I'm gay. He was like, that's fine, doesn't change anything. And he was one of the most supportive people too, where he was like, are you sure? He's like, you can talk to me about it. Like, it was just like very nice to have someone who was like extremely understanding and willing to be able to talk about it. So that was,
I love Matt.
and especially Matt's reaction.
Oh, he's talking about Matt? Like Matt? No, maybe not Matt, because he said Matt N.
Josh,
I'm
I know
gonna
is gonna
text
murder
Josh and tell him you're drinking an energy
Josh
drink right now.
doesn't allow Matt to have energy drinks because Matt's.
No, I told Josh, me and Josh have an agreement that if he sees me with an energy drink, he can tackle me into the dirt.
Because Matt's a
Because
lunatic.
Matt's a psychopath when he has energy drinks. I can.
All right, so maybe it's the Red Bull that I've that's gotten Matt going, when I've commented on Matt being like crazy and reactive and like aggressive.
Anyways, the last checked boxes I had to do was like my parents, Matt and Chris,
Nathan and Justin.
Matt, Chris, and Nathan, and then the world and my older brother. So it was like
Oh shit, they have an older brother. Did not know that.
a lot of things where I like made myself the victim in a bunch of situations I probably wasn't. Matt, Chris, and Justin could like do anything, or like even Matt, Chris, and Nathan, and it's just like seeing them get along as like the boys, and like knowing deep down I probably like didn't feel as included in that.
Yeah, like
it
growing
made
up-
me have like this like anger toward them that like wasn't their fault.
Incredible self-awareness and vulnerability that's being expressed here from our boy Nick. I mean, that's some real emotional intelligence there, to go back and understand how you felt in that moment. Yeah, no, I was probably playing the victim to some degree.
Like, made myself the victim in a bunch of situations I probably wasn't.
It takes a very emotionally mature and intelligent person to not only recognize that, but to also articulate that. Take note, guys, take note.
And me and him, our relationship as siblings has grown 100% since that moment. And I can say the same thing about Matt
because
and
like
Chris.
growing up,
but it was like
Nick's best friends were like the girls, like Chloe,
Yeah.
Michaela, Alana. Like all.
I'm sure this message has had an impact on a lot of people. Nick said it himself, like, I'm so much closer with my older brother now, and I'm so much closer with Nick and Matt now once I shared that information.
Our relationship as siblings has grown 100%.
Look what happens, like when we share personal information about ourselves, it allows us to feel more connected because we feel like we're expressing ourselves in a real way. And when we feel like we're not being our authentic selves, it's hard to connect with people in a real way. We become closed off, they become closed off. So I think just opening up about who we are is important, not only for our own personal growth and our own feeling of connection, but also for our ability to have real relationships with other people.
Since I like guys, my taste in girls is different than Matt and Chris's.
Yeah,
Valid.
very fair.
Very fair, because it's like I'm not sexually attracted
Nick used
to
to
girls,
be like,
so
"Oh,
it's
this
like,
girl's so pretty," and I'd be like,
not
"Yeah, she's
my
nice.
thing."
She's-
But it's just like I used to just give bad advice to Matt and Chris, especially because I'd never been in a relationship and this and that.
Nick's honest, like he's not too prideful, he doesn't hold on to shit. Another really likable quality about a person, and especially in Nick, it's like, yeah, no, I was giving shitty advice.
I used to just give bad advice to Matt and Chris.
It's hard to be around people who pretend like they have it all together, or they know everything, or they never gave bad advice. I think we're learning a lot from Nick here, not just about Nick, but I think we're learning a lot from Nick.
A relationship and this and that. So it was just like my advice was like the most meaningless thing on this earth when it came to relationships and stuff.
when it came to girls,
Yeah,
yo,
no.
I-
Nick's truly a confident dude. And perhaps going through this experience has really built his confidence. Having to develop the courage to tell his story and share something very personal about himself to the world. I'm sure it has. I'm sure it has.
when it came to girls,
Yeah,
yo,
no,
I
that's
thought
what
you were
I'm
just
saying.
saying that in general. I was like, bro,
No, my
whoa.
mindfulness about everything else is pristine and important. With girls, it's like not as valid.
Nick being one of the boys there, you know? Nick being one of the boys there. Nick, man, you just proved me wrong. I was just talking about Nick being humble, admitting when he's wrong. And then a second later, he goes, well, everything else is amazing and pristine.
My mindfulness about everything else is pristine and important.
Okay.
I'm so scared my nipple's gonna.
Yo, can you
pop
hurry up?
out.
Like, this video's gonna be an
All
hour
right, so
long.
this.
Like, as much as they have his back, and they ultimately do have his back, this is where the brotherhood really comes out. It's like, this is how you can tell the love is real. Because Chris can say something like, yo, dude, hurry up, man.
Yo, can you hurry up? Like, this video's gonna be an hour long.
I know we're talking about your important story and stuff, but like, hurry up. Like, only a brother who loves another brother can really say that and get away with it, you know?
Nick telling me and Chris.
Go, get
well,
there.
we were at a
Fuck.
volleyball game at our school one day, and there was this girl that went to our school that very openly liked me out of us three.
But Nick, out of all of them, I feel like loves having the stage. Like, he's built for the stage, you know what I mean? I feel like this episode is like built for him, it's meant for him. Like, he's okay with the spotlight on him. He embraces it, he enjoys it. Really good communicator.
Nick was her friend at the time. They were good pals, I'd say. And Nick was like being her little wingman, her like hype guy.
Matt, you telling stories
He was
bro.
hyping her up.
Come on.
So I was basically like, oh, she liked Matt. So I was like, oh, he's my brother. I'll put you on. You know what I'm
And Nick
saying?
was like, yo, Matt, they...
Poor Matt in the back there trying to tell a story. Like, Chris's patience is this thin at this point.
Matt, you telling stories
He was hyping-
bro. Something this, that, fucking, I don't even know what you said. And you're like, and I don't want you guys to think of me different if I was like a gay kid at our school, because I am. Mic drop. And that's what he said. And me and Matt were just like, jaw dropped. I don't even know why I was shocked, because I knew Nick was gay from the second I knew what gay was. Like, growing up, I just knew Nick was a gay person. I could tell.
Oh, that's good. That's definitely got to be a TikTok somewhere. I knew Nick was gay the second I knew what gay was.
And telling Matt and Chris gave me more confidence, and to the point where I had like posted it, and me coming out showed me like it directed me on the right path from there. Like, no one was negative enough that I wasn't their friend anymore, except like a couple people. But it's just like, it opened my eyes a lot and it made me more of a confident person. And it's
Look at that, man. Look at that. All the shit that we've been talking about, right? Vulnerability breeds confidence. It can breed confidence, but it can also breed close, real relationships, real practical life lessons that we're learning from the Sturniolo boys. You guys loving this or what? You guys loving this? I'm loving this.
people were texting me, and that leads me to like everyone who was being supportive, and then that just changed it from there. Like, I was just like another gay kid, but it was just like, it was known, and it was just like weight lifted off of my shoulders, and I was more confident being able to do more things in my life. And
It's like once we feel accepted for who we are, it's so much easier to move through life. That's why we like being around people who we feel understand us and accept us. And when we can be truly ourselves in front of those people, like, you know, there's no better feeling, right? There's no better feeling.
super thankful for. So it's like my friend Josh, Aiden, Jake, Matt, Nathan,
Nikki,
That's dope.
Evan, like all the straight men
Nikki,
that I'm friends
Elmer.
with. Yeah, it's like there's so many guys that I'm friends with right now. Aiden, Matt White is just like an insane amount of guys that I'm friends with now that there's no.
These dudes have a lot of friends, huh?
We are open to listen to any of you. Comment on our post if you're just feeling brave and you're feeling ready to take that next step. DM us. And if you're not, that's perfectly fine. You're still working on yourself. My advice to you is like write things down, keep it in like a private spot where you can have it, and just make sure that like you are processing your thoughts. Don't like try and hide them, and just make sure that you are 100% being your authentic self.
Fuck yeah. That's a classy move by the Sturniolo triplets. Respect to the boys, opening up like that. You know, this is an important message. I'm sure this helped a lot of people.
Authentic self, because no one does it better.
Amen. And I'd like to share that
Amen.
Nick coming out and YouTube, our friends online, like,
You guys are some fucking cool
you guys
people.
like you guys changed our life.
This is such a heartwarming video. Guys, I've got goosebumps here. This is what happens, man, when you open up. Nick's opening up here, and now we see Chris really getting real here,
You guys changed our life.
right? Opening up gives other people the permission to do the same, and it encourages them to do the same.
Updates on when we're going to post next. Keep your eyes peeled because we have a creator video coming out Wednesday.
With Rachel Brockman.
Not with Rachel Brockman.
Not with Rachel.
Wait, maybe with Rachel Brockman.
Wait,
Yes, with Rachel Brockman.
Yes, with Rachel Brockman.
At 5:30, and then after that we have another video being posted Friday, which I believe is going to be a which triplet is most likely.
See, look at Nick, man, dominating here, taking the lead. And I think it's actually important for Matt to be in the front seat. Like, Nick's such a loud personality. I don't mean loud in a bad way, just a big personality. So it's kind of good to have him in the back seat because it sort of allows Matt to get his shine a little bit more, because he's a little bit more laid back and chill and a little bit more soft-spoken, unless he's drinking Red Bull or, you know, in a mood.
On our YouTube channel and when we're going to post and you're just not sure where to find them, the Sturniolo.triplets account on Instagram is where you can find all of your information about all of us.
And one last thing that I want to say. I don't want any of you in the comments saying, I want to hear more Chris in this video. I want to hear more Matt. This was Nick's fucking story. I
Right on, Matt. Look at Matt, looking right at the camera, looking right at the audience. I'm feeling that, and I felt that message. See what happens when you look directly at the camera?
It was Nick's job to say what he
Yes,
wanted.
sir. There
Alright.
you go, Matt. But yeah, that's it. That's
And then immediately Matt looking right at Chris to see what Chris's reaction is.
Sorry that you had to watch me eat these the whole time. They're really fucking good though.
And then what you say, how you miss me.
I still think Matt loves to look to Chris for his confirmation or his validation after he delivers a message. I'm sorry, Matt. What a video that was. Awesome. And guys, as always, if you want to watch my uncut reaction, all you need to do is go to my Patreon page. All of my uncut reactions to the Sturniolo triplets are on my Patreon page, including a bonus reaction that's not on YouTube. So if you want to check those out, you can go there. The link is in my description below. Other than that, my name is Max. I will catch you soon. Peace.